Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for watching. In today's video, I am going to make another dessert. Yes, I know, another dessert. And it's going to be a blueberry and almond tart. This is one of my favorite dessert to make in spring. And it's delicious. You can make this with any berries you have. I just happen to have a lot of blueberries, so I am going to make it with blueberries, but feel free to change it with whatever berries you have in your house. I usually cook my blueberries first because I'm just used to doing that when I work in a restaurant. That's my way of preserving the blueberries, because as soon as you get blueberries, it doesn't stay fresh for a very long time. It will actually go bad after a couple days. So as soon as I get my blueberries, when I used to work in a restaurant, I will just cook everything and I have everything prepped. But if you don't want to go through all that, you can just fold in some fresh blueberries and that will work as well. Now let's go ahead and get started. I have my blueberries. I'm going to add some sugar and water. I will also add some lemon zest, and I am going to use the lemon juice as well. And I'm just going to bring this to a full boil and turn the heat down on low and just let this blueberry cook on low simmer until it starts to thicken a bit. You can always make a big batch of this blueberry filling if you have a lot of blueberries, and you can just refrigerate this and use it whenever you want to make this tart. As soon as all of the blueberries are cooked, I am going to add my cold water into my cornstarch, and I'm just going to mix it well, and I'm going to pour it into my berries, and the sauce is going to thicken really fast at this time. As you can see right here, I'm just going to try and bring it to a quick boil again and turn the heat off and set this aside while I'll make the rest of the filling. If you are making a big batch of this blueberry filling, you can either refrigerate this or you can freeze it if you're not going to use it right away. I only made enough for one tart, so I'm just going to keep this chilled while I make my dough. Starting with my flour, I'm going to add my sugar, my salt, and my butter, and I'm going to mix it on low speed in my mixer. And while that's mixing, I am going to just zest my orange and my lemon. I'm not going to use the juices, I'm just using a little bit of the zest from the orange and a little bit of the zest from the lemon. You can also make this dough ahead of time and just keep it refrigerated. It will last in the refrigerator for a couple days and last for about a month in the freezer. I am going to then add my eggs, vanilla extract, and my lemon and orange zest. I'm just going to mix this until the dough starts to come together just like this. And you can use this right away or you can refrigerate this. I am going to divide this dough into two, and I'm only going to use one. If you're not planning to use your extra dough, you can just wrap it in plastic wrap and freeze it, and you will have your dough ready for whenever you decide to make another tart. I am using 10-inch of my tart pan. You can use a smaller or bigger size, whatever you have. And I'm just gonna put this in my fridge while I'll make my almond filling. My almond filling, I have my almond flour, all-purpose flour, and my sugar. And I'm just gonna mix this on low speed in my mixer. As soon as all your dry ingredients are mixed, you can add your butter, and make sure your butter is at room temperature. I actually keep it out of my refrigerator for about 2 hours just before I started making this tart. Go ahead and also add your eggs one at a time. And as soon as I add my eggs and my vanilla extract, I am going to turn the speed on high, and I'm just going to mix this for about 3 minutes, and you can see that starting to be light and airy, and that's what you're looking for. I did also scrape the side of the bowl just to make sure that everything is fully incorporated, and you can see that this is done. I'm just going to mix this all up and set this aside. Now I have my tart dough ready. I'm going to add half of the filling at the bottom and half of the blueberry filling, and layered it again with the remaining almond filling, and finish it up with the remaining blueberry filling. And you can bake this just like this, but I like to add the sliced almonds. These are optional, you don't need to do this, but it looks good, but also it gives you that extra texture when you actually finish cooking your tart. And while my tart is baking, I am going to just make my glaze. I have my Apricot Preserve. I added a little bit of water, and I'm just going to try and bring this to a low simmer until the sauce thickens up a bit and it's nice and glossy. You can see right here. And this is about done. I'm going to pass it through a strainer and going to set this aside while I wait for my tart. You can also skip this part if you don't want to add glaze into your tart. That's really up to you. Now let's go ahead and take our tart out of the oven, and I am going to glaze it right away. You can see how the glaze makes this tart looks good, but also it's going to add a little bit of flavor into your tart. And I am going to just serve this while this is so warm. That's my favorite way of eating this tart, but a lot of people also like it room temperature or cold. And then I'm going to finish it up with some powdered sugar, and voila, you get your delicious looking tart. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys again on my next video. Bye.